Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always, and well, he's not pictured on your screen tonight. It will be very tired FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey everybody. Yeah, looking a little not at my best right now. Lots of fun
And
developing
yeah,
things that we can't talk about yet.
and we are back with our 1980s Toronto Maple Leaf series. Jeff wants to lose another playoff series, so here we are, back on the bridge of the 82 playoffs.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little more time than we did last year. We kind of got tried to rush into things last season and got crushed. Although we are the third, if you look at the league standings, where we are third best team in the league. The problem is the Islanders are just insanely good now. They've built up even from what they were good in real life in 82. They're even better here. And Montreal is still pretty strong too. Although I think we were able to beat them once or twice during the regular season, so we may be able. I think could get by them, but it's going to be fun even if we make it to the. Are we on the opposite side of the? Yeah, we're on the opposite side of the bracket from the Islanders.
And
so hopefully we won't see the
Dylan.
Finals. Yep. Dylan good.
Hello, Dylan, in the chat. So.
But we've got Minnesota in the first round, so let's just take a quick look at the Stars and see what we got here. Still got Meloche and Edwards, no Don Beaupre in them. He would have been an 82 for them in real life, and looks like Meloche has started to slip a little bit. So the goaltending is not great. Their D is not. No, they got Brad McCrimmon. Other than that, not too impressive defensively. Denny Savard. Oh, a really young Doug Gilmour.
Dougie. Dylan88 in the chat says, are you ready for hockey season, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. More than ready.
I am too.
Other than that, I'm seeing a lot of guys kind of holdovers from the late 70s Stars. They haven't really improved as much as they did as they actually did in the 80s. So I think we'll be able to handle these guys without too much trouble. Famous last words. I think we can. Let me just double check our lineup. I think that's pretty much. We haven't had any injuries, so. Oh wait, we got a defenseman spot open. Why is that not? Oh, did we have somebody hurt? No?
I'm not sure. Pewog has joined us in coming in to tell us goodbye, Mr. Z, and go Wings. It's true. We will no longer see Henrik Zetterberg play hockey, and that's too bad.
Okay, we got an open defenseman spot, so I'm going to have to call somebody up.
But Jeff, did I tell you? Did I tell you I'm going to the Jets home opener?
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Canucks are actually playing an exhibition game here, but at $90 for an exhibition game, I'm passing on that. It's funny. I'm gonna say looks like we've lost a defenseman at some point. Oh wait, did I have 1, 2, 3? No, I haven't got too many forwards dressed. Okay. I'm going to have to redo the lines a little bit. Alright, that looks like it'll be a little better. Just make sure my special teams lines are okay. Alright, reasonably happy with that. So, into the series now.
So did we have somebody on the injured list, or what happened?
No, I'm not sure what's... It's like Farish wasn't dressed as a defenseman, but I thought I'd have to go back and look through the older box scores for the last week or so to see what we did there. I can't remember.
Okay.
But, looks like we got them overmatched tactically, overmatched talent-wise. This should be hard to screw up. Are there, Gary Edwards, one of their goalies, is hotter than ours are, and we are starting. Brodeur we picked up Brodeur during the season. He's cold right now. Palmatier's hot, but I don't think that's enough of a difference to wipe out that one-star difference. So we will go with Brodeur and goal for the first game. And do I have this on Superfast settings? Yeah, everything's off. Okay. And off we go. Early advantage in shots. Although haven't done anything offensively since then. I've finally got a couple more. And Steve Larmer opens scoring for us.
Not bad.
Okay, first period, up 1-0, 8-7 on shots. Could be doing a little better than this, I think. Oh, they're not getting much offense-wise. And looks like we may get another one here. No, that's Minnesota. Mike Fiddler ties it up. Uh-oh. Out shooting him handily going into the third, but still a 1-1 tie. The Quenneville not having a great game. Everyone else looks fine. We've got tactical advantage, momentum, everything. Just need to start scoring. And Steve Larmer with the second goal of the game.
All right. Dylan88 says, let's go Canucks.
I think we're going to be another 2-3 years before they actually start going. Should be a fun team to watch this year. A lot younger. And Mike Foligno, though, tying up 2-2 for Minnesota. 5 minutes left. We should be playing better than this. Into overtime. The only one getting shots, and Bobby Smith wins it for us. 4 minutes, 15 seconds in. And Brodeur didn't get hot. He did reasonably well. Steve Larmer, not a surprise. He had an assist on the winner, too, so Smith and Larmer line did pretty much everything for us that game. But we're up 1-0, and these are... First round series is best of 5.
Okay. Dylan 88 Jr. says, one can hope.
Yeah, well, we need another year of lottery picks, and then we can go from there. Uh-oh, Michel Goulet is day-to-day, and he's going to miss the game. The nice thing about that is we picked up Paul Gardner, who can drop into the first line slots. Because he's good offensively, he's just terrible defensively. But I think we should be not too bad with him in there. Yeah, he's on the first one. That is all okay. So, game 2, same goalie matchup, Edwards and Brodeur.
So tell me about Gary Edwards. I don't know a lot about him.
At this point, where was he? He was almost out of the league in real life by 82. I think he was, because Don Beaupre he'd been the Cleveland backup. I think well, he was with LA at some point, and he was I think he was behind Meloche in Cleveland too. Then the Stars and Barons emerged, and we did get a goal there. I missed that. 1-0 us at the end of the first. And Wand, I think he was Minnesota. Yeah, he was Meloche's backup in Minnesota through the end of 80-81. And then Don Beaupre came up as a rookie. I think he was 18. Yeah, I think he was straight out of the draft. Kind of a big surprise, and actually gave Meloche a run for his money as starting goalie in Minnesota. But they wound up splitting time for pretty much the rest of for 81-82. And Minnesota ties it up there, 1-1. And so Edwards is doing a little bit better than he did in real life. And Brodeur lets one in. It is 2-1 Minnesota. And we're in danger of losing home ice advantage here. And Denny Savard makes it 3-1. I'm going to have to stop this and start taking a lot more offensive risks and try to get back in this. Well, it may be out of reach. Only getting outshot 23-21, although we shouldn't even be that bad. I think we're kind of missing Goulet on the first line. Trying to see how Gardner's... Oh, we got one. 1 minute 30 seconds left. 1:10 left, down by 1. Can we get it? No, we cannot. 3-2 loss. Oh wow, Joel Quenneville actually complete train wreck of a game. 21 game rating defensively. He was on the ice for all 3 Stars goals, and he must have done really badly on top of that too. But yeah, Quenneville is literally the only guy who had a really bad game. Gardner and Goulet on the top line did okay, particularly offensively. Had a bunch of hits, which is a little unusual for him, but lots of ice time. I maybe need to adjust that a little bit. But yeah, basically Joel Quenneville cost us that game. Ah, no. Oh God, what? Okay, this is bad. Kevin Lowe and Boris Salming both injured. Both out.
That's bad.
Yeah, this is extremely bad. So, yeah, Salming is gone for 1 to 2 months, so that's the playoffs for him. I mean, we still got Bobby Orr, but he's winding his career down. Lowe only lost a tooth, so he's
still missing 4 games.
1 to 2, it's saying.
Well, in fairness, if he lost a tooth, he probably either got hit in the face with a puck or he got punched out.
Okay, Goulet might be ready to come back. At least, yeah, Goulet is still slightly injured, but he can go back in. But I'll just swap him for Gardner. We can afford the injury risk. But what do I do with this D? Salming is an absolute killer. Losing him, and Quenneville just had probably the worst game of his life. I'm gonna have to call somebody. I'm gonna have to put Salming on the injury list and call up another guy from Cincinnati. Vigneault is going to go in the lineup, but we're going to have to add somebody else too, and I don't think we've got anybody better than what a train wreck. Nobody better than half a star. Tommy Abrahamson, washed up guy from the WHA. Daryl Stanley, 19-year-old goon. Darwin McCutcheon, who never went anywhere in real life, and Bob Gladney, same thing. Gladney at least has half-star potential. I wonder if I should maybe instead of doing...
This is what it's like looking at the Canucks roster, isn't it?
Yeah,
Lots
kind of.
Not a lot there right now.
Okay, try something a little different. I'm not gonna... Wait, that didn't work. Oh, I forgot to dress Vigneault. going to try only dressing 5 defensemen until Lowe's back. Don't know how well this is going to work. And not a great time to be experimenting, but...
So if you're doing that, it's because you're running with 12 forwards then?
Yeah.
Did you put the other forward in? Because it didn't look like you had there.
Oh, did I miss that? Oops. Wait. Yeah, you're crying. Who did I leave out? Crowder, Lerman, McDonald, Mullen. The right wings are all in. Tiger Williams got pushed out. Yeah, Gardner on the 4th line. Okay, there we go. And as soon as we come out of that, Minnesota scores, makes it 1-0. I really hope we don't get knocked out in the first round because we're going to have to... And Savard makes it 2-0. Come on! 3-0. Well, I think I'm starting Palmatier in Game 4. I mean, our defense is a mess now. That's part of it. But
all the fun. All the fun.
Right. So we're going to get a lot of shots on us regardless. Let's just crank it all the way up the rest of the way and see if we can get back in. Oh, we got one. It was weird that happened just as I was coming out of the screen, but Minnesota gets it back anyhow. 4-1 Minnesota. But are we getting something? No, 5-1 Minnesota. Halfway through, not even halfway through the second. Oh, Bobby Smith gets one, but it's probably out of reach. Pecoraro Callio makes it 6-2. They've only had 19 shots, so this is just Brodeur playing terribly. Oh, Palmatier is in now, and he gives up one. Now we're still fighting back. Sittler makes it 7-3, but 7-3 after 2 periods. Okay, let's really hope Lowe has got his tooth fixed for the next game and can go back in. And Palmatier lets in another one, so he's probably going to cool off after this. 8-3, 2 minutes left. This is almost over.
You know, I had joked about getting knocked out in the first round, Jeff. You didn't have to take it serious.
Wow, what a mess. Bobby Orr had the worst game. Vigneault did badly too. Let's see who else is injured. Hey, no injuries that time at least. But we're back at the next game, and Kevin Lowe is not ready to play. Okay, 5 defensemen was clearly a very bad idea. Calling up Bob Gladney from Cincinnati with the lovely Cincinnati Tigers logo that Adam did. Gardner comes out. Goulet, of course, is still hurt and isn't going to be at 100%.
Hi, CS312. Thanks for coming to watch Jeff blow this playoff series. We appreciate it.
And I can't even really dispute that because that's pretty much exactly what's happening.
So remember when you're sitting and angry when your game's going bad, remember it happens just as often to us. Now, Jeff mentioned I did do a minor league logo pack, which is quite beautiful and hasn't been touched for a few weeks now, as it's in pretty stable condition. It's got over 335 logos, most of which I had to edit, recolor some of them, and get them fixed and sized correctly for FHM. You can download that off of our official forums. CS High 312 says, asking if we have any information on FHM 5. And the question and answer is soon. There will be information soon.
As in, you probably want to listen to this, come back for the Twitch stream next week. Not that I am committing to anything, but yeah, no, it's just, yeah, we would have actually done something tonight with FHM 5, but there's a couple, we have to go through a review process for a lot of the promotional stuff with the NHL, and there were a couple of problems with the things we sent in earlier in the week, and that didn't get approved yet, and we decided to not try to do anything tonight because we weren't sure if we were going to get it in time, and it turned out to be correct, so that stuff wasn't ready in time, but it should all be fine next week, and we can do it then. Okay.
If we have anything to announce, which we're not saying we do.
Palmetier. I think we could stop pretending we don't have anything to announce. Okay, Palmetier is going to go in because he's at least slightly hot, and please, guys, do something here other than getting destroyed.
See, well, just put in the chat the link to the logo pack.
No, we had 7 shots before they got their first one, so that's a somewhat better sign. Would be nice if we could get a goal here, but now it's evening up again. And Mike Foligno makes it 1-0 for the Stars, naturally, and Bobby Smith. Oh no, not Bobby Smith. That was which Smith has Minnesota got? Oh, it's Greg Smith, the defenseman. 2-0 Stars. Despite us having a great start.
This sounds awfully familiar, Jeff. Awfully familiar.
It's feeling awfully familiar.
Oh, it's fine. We're doing great. Oh, well, we've had a couple changes, but, we're still doing pretty good. And
okay, in my defense, I wasn't really planning on losing our best forward for a game and then our best defenseman for the rest of the playoffs. And then our second best defenseman, too, probably, which is because Lowe's probably passed over at this point. So now our D is... Oh, there we go. Joel Quenville makes up for that terrible game and makes it 2-1. And we get another one. Bobby Smith ties it up. Here comes a comeback. And Tom McCarthy with 6 seconds left in the second makes it 3-2 Minnesota. So this may be the last 20 minutes we play in FHM 4, at least for this game. Something going on here? No, Bobby Orr ties it up for us.
I pictured this
something
face
happening here.
What Jeff looked like when he...
And wait, somebody we scored. Who was it? Didn't even see who got that one. Pat Boutet. 3 minutes into the third period, Toronto's up 4-3. There's still hope. I think we've got to play a little more offensively against these guys, take advantage of that bad D, but Anderson makes it 4-4. Tied again, so are we going into overtime? Nope, because Al McAdam just scored to make it 5-4 Minnesota.
I'm laughing because of all the hard times you give me.
I know. I've got an excuse, though. I got the injuries. I can fall back on that. And final score, 5-4 Minnesota. We get upset in the first round.
Jeff, I would take you all the way back to FHM 2 when I rode everybody in the top 6 on forwards and our top defense and our top goalie, and we still got all the way to the Stanley Cup.
Oh, Michelle Goulet's back. Fantastic. Great timing. Thanks, Michelle.
All right, good. Perfect. Just the guy we need.
And Kevin Lowe's teeth are apparently still screwed up because he's still out. Oh, no, he got... something else happened there. His tooth, I guess he got better from the tooth, but then somehow cut his ear. So that he would be out regardless. Let's just see how these playoffs wind up. So first round, Montreal swept Boston, no surprise. Hartford over Buffalo, that's a bit of an upset. That Montreal's already up 2-0 over Hartford in this second round. Flyers passed the Rangers. Washington getting swept by the Islanders as expected. And Minnesota's actually 2-up on St. Louis in the second round already because St. Louis beat Winnipeg in 5 games in the first. And oh wow, Vancouver knocked off Edmonton 3-2 in the first round, and Calgary beat LA, and Canucks and Flames tied. After the first couple of games, let's see. Okay, Hartford actually took a couple of games off of Montreal. That's a surprise. So Montreal's only up 3-2. Islanders sweeping Philadelphia, and I think we can assume the Islanders are just going to roll all the way through this. And St. Louis turned it around, and they're past. They're up 3-2 on Minnesota now, and the Canucks 3-2 over Calgary. So the 82 Canucks, come on, they do it again?
No.
Come on, you gotta believe. Might even want to watch one of those games. Then Canucks knock off Calgary 4-2, so they get St. Louis in the semifinal. And we're setting up a replay of the real 82 final, Canucks and Islanders. And Hartford has tied Montreal, so are they going to win that? Development report for whatever it's worth. No real surprises other than Pat Boutette's a 30 already. He's starting to decline. Palmetier's slipping. Oh boy. Just waiting for the save here. Hall of Fame vote. Now I got an extra nominee here. And let's see. I think I'll go with Turk Broda as our...
Have to pick the Leaf, huh?
Yeah, of course. Role playing.
Sure. I think we have found the truth. Jeff is actually a closeted Leafs fan.
Looks like Montreal, and I'm not even going to respond to that. Looks like Montreal managed to win Game 7 against Hartford, so...
So we have found the truth.
And St. Louis, unlike us, were able to come back against Minnesota, so they're against the Canucks in the final, or in the semifinal. Hey, Salming's ready to start skating again. That's incredibly helpful. And the Canucks' good luck ends. Go ahead.
No. I'm just talking to myself half the time.
Okay. St. Louis beats the Canucks in 5 in one semifinal, and the other one, huge upset. The Islanders lost 1 game. Montreal took a single game off them. So now we get to watch the Islanders sweep St. Louis. I think we can pretty safely assume. Let's see if we actually got any awards. I'm seriously doubting it. Aaron Goring, Podvan. Yeah, it's basically pretty much all Highlanders in the awards.
Not unexpected, but...
And yeah, as expected, the Islanders 4-0 in the final against St. Louis. So, looking at the league history now, I think we've got... Yeah, we pretty much exactly followed history so far. The Islanders... Canadians get their 4th, because we started in 78. Canadians get their 4th in a row, and then it's 3 Islanders after that, so... If this goes as planned, the Islanders win again next year, and then the Oilers the year after that. But, well, let me see here. I need to sign a couple of contract extensions here before the end of the year. And I'll see how far we can get into the next year, because I'm going to tear right through the off-season and the draft. And nobody on the 1 year I want to keep in Cincinnati, so we're not going to worry about that. Crowder and Steen both renew their deals. No problem there. It's the end of May, and Salming is almost back. So yeah, even if we'd somehow gotten through to the final, we wouldn't have had him for that either. Finally comes back on May 31st. Oops, gotta... Send Gladney back down. So Bob Gladney winds up with the Don Cherry type of career, where his only career games will be in the playoffs. Although at least he got a couple. I think Cherry only got one with the Bruins.
Don Cherry, I believe, only played in one game. It is.
Yep, 54-55. And yeah, Sittler's headed downhill. Palmateer's headed downhill. Orr is falling off badly, and I wouldn't be surprised if he retires at the end of this season. But don't need to wait to find out. I'll just get around to July 1st. Oh, I got my Hall of Fame ballot. I will quickly get that in. Gonna go for the former Leafs, I think, since we're playing as Toronto. Pronovo, Stanley, Lumley, and Broda. But I'm only one vote, so it's probably not going to influence things too much. And we're going to have a really terrible draft pick, too. I don't think we had anybody else's. No, we're missing our third and our sixth from the 82 draft.
Which, as long as we got our first two, we got a chance to get something back.
I haven't even looked at I'm trying to remember who the 82 draft was.
Is that Howardchuk was 82?
Yeah, Babbage was 81, so Howardchuk is 82. No, Howardchuk was 81. Babbage was 80.
I relate most of my things to Gord Klozak was the first pick. Brian Bellows, Scott Stephen, Phil Housley, Dave Anderchuk, Gary Lehman, Thomas Sandstrom, Pat Verbeek, Kevin Deneen, Mario Goslin, Dave Ellett,
Emus Gary Nyland,
Tony Granado, Ron Hextall, Doug Gilmore.
Good ones, but later on, okay, the big 28 points. I will put that.
Ron Sutter's there too. This is the Jim Kite draft.
Did I ever tell you my story about Kite?
Possibly, but tell me.
My aunt and uncle were coming to visit us for Christmas one year, and they were flying out of Winnipeg. So, and they happened to go into the terminal at the same time the Jets were leaving for a road game when they were still flying commercial. It wasn't a charter flight. They must have been headed out to Vancouver to play the Canucks. And Jim Kite, who I don't know if people remember him, he was he deaf in both ears? No, yeah, he was not completely deaf, but I think like completely deaf in one, and most of his hearing was gone in the other. So while he was sitting there, I guess he fell asleep in the waiting in the terminal for the flight. And I can't remember which jet it was. My uncle said that came up to him, and I guess he couldn't hear the sound from the bottle of shaving cream. So they emptied the whole bottle of shaving cream on his head.
Ooh, that's rough.
He had a little surprise when he woke up. Alrighty, just broadcast changes. Bobby Orr didn't retire. Montreal, Serge Savard retiring from Montreal and had his number retired. Other than that, it's actually going to get kind of embarrassing because, I mean, he had a decent season for us last year, but most of that was near the start, and then he headed downhill. Really a little awkward. If we got to play Bobby Orr in the third pair. But up to the draft, I guess. Oh, big deal between Bruins and the Flames, Calgary and Boston. Dan Bouchard for Rob Ramage. Bouchard going back to Calgary because he was in Atlanta, and I guess the Bruins got him, but then Ramage to Boston. So a couple of draft picks, but the Bruins did much better out of that. And no major changes. Okay, draft day. Yeah, the Bells draft. Brett Hull's in this one too. Scott Stevens. We are not going to get any of those guys. I'll just run and pick until human and see who the first. Bellows went first overall. Hull second. Goes to Quebec. Gary Suter, Scott Stevens, Housley to the Bruins, Andrechuk. And we're starting to get into the second and third. Oh, Alf Samuelson's still available.
Okay.
That helps with their defensive depth, and he's the only 2.5-star guy, potential guy left.
Wait, what? Dorsch says one of your scouts had Taylor Hall on his list?
Different Taylor Hall. There was a guy named, like Taylor Hall, Canucks, like low draft pick and way down the depth chart. Didn't quite work out as well as the other Taylor Hall. Yeah, Samuelson definitely the best pick. I think he had a couple of years in the AHL, and maybe I think he was pretty much done after that. Okay, still got a 2-star defenseman. The only problem is he's Alexei Gusarov and Soviet, and he won't be ready for another 7 years or so, so I don't think we can wait on him. Probably grab a forward here. Sittler slowing down. I think I'm going to go with Dean Evason, who I actually remember watching him play back then. Kamloops in the Western League. Pretty good offensive center, and not much defensively, but I think he had 1 or 2 good seasons. Hartford? Yeah, I think it was Hartford.
Okay.
And yeah, the Russians at the top here. I think we're fine on goalies. Yeah, we're getting really... There's not really any decent players left at this point. So in that case, we'll just... Where is he?
Take a defenseman.
He took a defenseman in the first round, though.
You could take all the defensemen in the world.
Craig Cox. We're going to go for the Goon. It's the 80s.
Why not?
But yeah, after what happened in the playoffs, we should probably grab a defenseman here. Jocelyn Govero, I don't remember him at all. There's only 2 defense left, him and Mike Height, who remember him Calgary in the WHL and then went over to Germany, so we'll go with Height. And yeah, that's the end of the draft.
There's a lot of hockey players you might not know, George, or remember. A lot of guys float through their league.
Okay, unsigned draftees. Who do we want to get here? We'll get Samuelson signed. Might as well just sign all the guys we drafted. So I don't think we're anywhere close to the contract limit now. I must have didn't see Allison was on last year's contract. Resign Ray Allison, Roadhouse we can let go. Believe that's all of our picks. And our farm team changed again. It's the St. Catharines Saints this year. Looks like Samuelson is still only at half a star, so...
Which I believe you should have a nice logo for if you got the pack, Jeff.
I don't think I... Oh, yes, lo and behold, I do have it. The lovely St. Catharines logo. Shall leave a few of these guys up. Call up anybody that's at least a star, or at least a star and a half up to the NHL for training camp. See who develops. Yeah, we didn't need another goalie. We've got 3 in the minors right now. One of them's Mike Vernon, so he should start to improve soon. Okay, let's get around to training camp. And we did get one Leaf into the Hall of Fame, Alan Stanley. I think this is actually the year he went in real life, too, 82. One of the 67 Stanley Cup winning Leafs. And the Islanders made a trade, and guess what? It probably made them even stronger again. Bob Nystrom and Kevin Kemp to St. Louis for Phil Muir and Wayne Babbage. And Babbage is probably an upgrade on Nystrom at this point, because Nystrom was headed downhill from what I remember. Oh, the Islanders look really scary again.
They always do.
Okay, development in August. That's Cox got a ton of improvement. Sheldolene doing pretty well too. And check St. Catharines and see if there's anybody I should... Oh, Vernon's up to, oh no, that's potential 1.5 stars, not. I was going to say he was up to 1.5 star ability, but no such luck.
Well, hopefully we can still find some more success.
Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Training camp. Dean Everson. Wow, ton of improvement from him. Same with Ulf Samuelson. Is there, and a couple of Salming is starting to slip. That's not a good sign. Didn't see any points from Orr going downhill, so maybe we can squeeze another year out of him. And we're at the start of the training camp. We're running a little low on time here, so I'm just going to cut this down to the regular season roster already, and we'll tear right through training camp and see how far we can get in these last 10 minutes or so. Samuelson's going to have to go to St. Catharines. 3, 6, 7 defensemen. Wow, Lane Vigneault is hanging on with the team a lot longer than I expected he would.
That's what they would say about that coach at sometimes.
And yeah, it looks like none of our draft picks are going to make the team this year. And we are finally up to the 20-man rosters, I think. Just
Nope.
check that. Isn't that 82, 83? Or is that 83, 84, the year after?
I believe your bottom says 19 anyways right now, does it not?
It's actually saying dress 20 out of 19. That's weird. No, it's letting me dress the extra guy.
Okay, well that's good to know.
I wonder if that last column isn't updating properly. I'll have to check that in FHM 5, which doesn't officially exist yet, but whatever. Make sure it's okay.
Well, then I guess it is this season.
And injury to Tiger Williams, so our Scott Arneal will get a little bit of time. Any useful
I wouldn't call that a bug. It's probably more just a visualization glitch.
It's a bug.
If it didn't work at all and it was supposed to be working, I would say it's a bug. The fact that you can dress the 20 players.
Well, we beat the Islanders 6-1 in an exhibition game.
They must have been dressing their minor league team then.
No. I'm sure it was the full team.
Okay, Jeff, I have a question for you too, because we haven't been on since this happened.
Yep.
The Winnipeg Jets unveiled their first third jersey.
Oh, I didn't see it.
This year. You didn't see their first third jersey.
What design is it? Is it the throwback or?
It's a mixture of. It's a new look. Is the only way to describe it. It's a little bit of throwback to the original jersey with kind of the 90s striping. And
I'll have to take a look.
It's different. I just posted the link in our chat right now, so.
I'm so busy with
inspired by the simplicity of the
stuff
93-96 uniforms. I don't know. When I first looked at it, I was less than thrilled, but the more times I've looked at it, the more I like it. Other than I wish I kind of would have went for a different logo, but I'm okay with it as it is, because it is a callback to the original 72 logo.
Keep an eye on waivers here, just in case we can pick
Grab
up
somebody.
decent. Yeah, I'm looking to see if we can get a decent defense. We do have a couple of Brian Maxwell and Pekka Radicalio, both off of Minnesota. Although we've got a bunch of good offensive defensemen. That's what Radicalio is, but Brian Maxwell, 1.5 stars. I think that's going to be worth putting a claim in on. That will, oh yeah, and we did get Maxwell. So that's it for Alain Vigneault on the big team.
All right. Chad, I'm curious what you think of the jerseys if you're taking a look.
Yeah, there is something wrong with the player limit because it's not letting me. It'll let the AI dress 20 players, but it's not allowing me. So it's something with when it gets updated. Yeah, make note of that to verify it's okay in the new version. Some weird number change requests. And with about 5 minutes left in this stream, we're back to the start of the regular season, so let's just run it for a couple of months and see how far we get. But it's disappointing. 2 years in a row getting knocked out of the playoffs like that. I'm surprised we're not in jeopardy of losing our job here. I haven't even looked what the owner confidence. Oh, wow, yeah, the owner confidence is still fantastic. Definitely not Harold Ballard. And Goulet out with pinched nerve in his back. Should be able to at least get through the first couple of months here. And now Lanny McDonald gets injured, so just non-stop injuries. Gonna have to call somebody up from St. Catharines, and it looks like it will be... It looks like Ray Allison finally gets a game for us. He's been rotting in the AHL since we drafted him. Players up now. Oh, I forgot to put Maxwell into the lineup. That's part of the problem. See if we can get her through a week without one major injury.
Fingers crossed.
Daryl Sittler got his 900th point. 5-1-1 through our first 7 games, at least. Oh wow, the Islanders have lost 2 games already and tied 1. What happened? Actually in second in the division.
Huh.
No, Gardner gets hurt. These day-to-day guys are going to have to send somebody down just to clear enough.
Dylan says, found out my 11-year-old cousin made his rep hockey team this year and the other day. Maybe one day he will be in the game.
Yeah, good for him.
WHL team. Yeah. Be good.
Going to be a lot of travel for his folks this year, though. So, despite all the injuries, we continue to win. No matter, because it will probably get wiped out in the playoffs again.
There's that, perfect.
Got to be optimistic.
Optimistic, yeah.
Run this to the end of the month, and hopefully we get a few players back finally. Gardner and Williams are back finally. Okay, now McDonald is almost ready to come back too, so Allison goes down, Maloney goes back down. And as of November 1st, I think we are... Oh, the Islanders have finally picked it up. They haven't lost since that first couple. We're second in the league again. We're 9-1-1, but we've lost fewer games than the Islanders have, but they've won one more.
Well, what did Guru say? It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah, objectively, we're way, way, way ahead of where the actual Leafs were at this point. They were headed downhill in a hurry. I think they were already into their playoff drought by this point, so we've done much better than the actual Leafs did. We just can't do anything in the playoffs. And at November 3rd, I think we are going to have to wind it up here because I've got some testing I've got to get back to do on that other thing we can't talk about, and I think we're just about out of time. So I'm not sure what we'll do with this game because this is probably we're going to have to switch over to other things soon, but maybe I'll just play out the 80s at some point in this and see if the Leafs ever actually do go anywhere. I think we did a pretty good job keeping this team from completely falling apart. Although it looks like Sittler is really declining. But so instead of being the laughingstock of the league, the Leafs are one of the, I'd say definitely a solid top 5 team. So I'm going to count this as a win. What do you think?
You promised me a Stanley Cup, Jeff.
Yeah,
Promised me a Stanley Cup.
May have been a slight exaggeration. Okay, I guess, yeah, wind up here.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey, where you can also find a link to our official Discord channel and our Twitter profile. And there's quite a few people on there. So if you want to talk about out of the park baseball, Franchise Hockey Manager, it's a great spot to do it. Just quick look right now. We're just shy of 200 people. No, we got more than 200 people. Yeah, right around 200 people anyways on there right now. So lots of people to talk to. You can also reach out to us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will take you to our official forums. And as Jeff mentioned earlier, you might want to pay attention within the next week. Hint, wink, nudge, nudge, do what you could do. And all of our videos, of course, are archived on our YouTube channel, which if you're watching this not live, then you're probably there, is youtube.com/ootpdevelopments.
Yeah, and we will be back next week with something, so thanks for coming out, and we'll see you in a week or so, hopefully with some big news.